Let's walk through the process of connecting two Vnets using peering. Now, if you've looked at the demo on VPN, this is the exact same scenario. We have two different Vnets. Let me just go back to my resource group here. So I've got a resource group that I've populated. It's got two Vnets in it. The Vnets don't need to be in the same resource group, obviously. Vnet 1, Vnet 2 that have different IP scopes. So here's number 1. It's the 10 address space. And here's number 2, which is on the 11 address space. And I've got a VM deployed in each one, and those VMs cannot ping each other. So here's the VM server 1. It's a Linux VM. And its IP is 10.0.14. Server 2 is 11.0.14. And they can't ping each other. So from 11 ping 10.0.1.4. And from 10 ping 11.0.1.4. Doesn't work. They can't ping each other because the VNets are not connected. Now we can use a VPN to do this. Using the VPN routes it outside of the Azure infrastructure. It takes quite a bit of time to set up, but there's a quicker and easier way, which is using what is called a peering. And peering will simply create a connection between two VNets using Azure's internal infrastructure. And they're extremely simple to set up. So this is going to be called Vnet 2 to Vnet 1. Here's the virtual network that I'm going to use. So this one's going to connect to Vnet 1. And we're going to allow virtual network access. And we can choose some other option here. For example, forwarded traffic, allow gateway transit, which means we can use the peering. I can use the peering connection to go from one VNet to another and then exit on that VNet. And I can also allow it to use remote gateways across the peering connection. We're going to keep this simple, leave all those unchecked for now, and just create the peering entry, which is Vnet 2 to Vnet 1. Now that in and of itself is not enough. We've now got to create the corresponding peering on Vnet 1 that goes back to Vnet 2. So we'll go back here, go to Vnet 1, go to our peerings, and add in a connection to Vnet 2. So Vnet 1 to Vnet 2. Choose the destination, which is Vnet 2. Click OK. And it will create that peering connection. And you notice it creates the peering connection in just about 10 seconds, which is a lot faster than the 45-minute gateway deployment. Now, shortly after these peerings are put in place, you'll see that it's connected. And I just paused for a couple of seconds to let this finish up. Took about 30 seconds. You can see now that the two VMs on the two different VNets are in fact able to ping each other. So if you are in a situation where peering is supported and you do need to connect two different VNets, this is a much faster, much better way. There are some downsides to peering connections. They're not as flexible in terms of changes as gateways. For example, if you need to change your IP scopes, you need to rebuild your peering connections, whereas gateways can survive those back-end changes. Additionally, peerings are not transitive, meaning if you have 4 different VNets, you've got to individually pair every single connection you want to have in place. Whereas with gateways are transitive. You can connect A to B, B to C, and allow A to communicate with C. With peerings, you need to create A to B, B to C, and then A to C as well.